You should. There you go, you're live.
Okay, well, just make sure that, like, Brody.
I'm checking on YouTube.
Hi. This might be a moment because I need technical support for just a second. And the only thing I need technical support is to make sure that I can get the picture up for you. Brody, how do I get this picture up?
What do you mean? The picture?
Yes, the picture I want. I know which one it is, but how do I pull it up?
Press the little I button.
The little I button.
Yeah. Like that.
Thank you, Brody. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. So welcome. I don't know if anyone's there, but we have some people here in the gallery as well too. It sort of feels like I'm talking to no one, so I might just go ahead. And I've got, as I said, some guests here today. So what I'm going to do today, if that's okay, is I thought I'd pick something pretty simple for us to paint, which I have an extra canvas. If you guys want, do you actually want to paint? Do you want to?
Okay, ready.
Okay, so I'll probably set her up with an extra canvas as well, but otherwise I just want to talk people through where we're going to go with this here. Because I have, first of all, I'd like to thank Cowichan Valley Arts Council for allowing me to come here, especially as it's a difficult time right now with COVID, but just lending me their space and the time to share my art with people. Thank you all for coming, and I'm not sure who's here. If you come and go, that's great. If you want to stay for whatever period you'd like, that's great too. I believe my people that are not, I'm going to take this off for a second, are not here or miss it can actually watch it later. But on the screen you should see a picture, and it's actually a coral, and it's from Australia, and it's a super easy painting to do, and it's got beautiful colors. So I was going to walk through that one first. And then if people are extremely motivated or having lots of fun, I was going to do another painting, and I thought then we would abstract prints. And by abstracting prints, what I was going to do is show you, here, I'll just put my phone down for a second. First of all, this is a finished product of this very simple coral, which I'll show you, which is really easy because you just put blobs, and I say blobs, but bits of bright color, and you leave some absent parts, or you can add some white. And with here, as you see, it's a dark color going up to light. And then little flecks, or the little fish if you want them. But coral can be very, very simple with strokes, and you can play around. But a lot of it is getting the colors. So this is sort of one idea of how it could end up looking in the end, and that's why I brought a finished product, and then we'll go through it. But this is super, well, I should say it's super duper easy, because it can always be, everything can be difficult. That being said, if you have fun with it, I think you'll still end up with a nice result. So I'll put this up so you can see. If we ended up abstracting prints, so you know what the second option could be, is it looked a little bit complex because I had prints singing, but a microphone should be easy because it's a stick with a ball at the end. And then we were just going to do his basic form, keeping it really simple, but we were going to work on how you could abstract or use newspaper or other things in your home to sort of collage and do the background so it's visually interesting. The print picture that I thought, I will tell you, he looks a little bit crazy. But I'll put this up, you'll see it when the time comes too. But essentially he's got a face, he's got some crazy hair, and there's really only a couple lines here and a line here. So it's very, very simple too. That being said, some people get a bit more worried when it becomes a figure or a portrait, but I can show you how you can make that really simple if people are still here with me at that. I talk quickly, but I won't know if I'm talking too quickly. I'm not sure you guys think I am. Because we have physical distance here, I do have my mask off. That means I'm also happy to put it back on because you are here. I'm saying too much, so I'm going to stop with that right now. I'd like people to get out every vivid color they have. So what would be delightful is any of the reds, oranges, yellows that you have, put them in one spot. And then in another spot, we'll probably have any of the blues or greens that you might have, with the black or the Payne's gray. You do absolutely need, this is where you're gonna join, I'd probably have to get some more water, is you need the ice cream pail, which will have clean water. And then you should have a second pail, which, interestingly, that one looks dirtier. It should have dirty water. And the thought is that you would put your dirty brush in the dirty water, and then if you needed more after it's clean, then you could use the clean water before to wet your brush to make sure you have the right consistency for the paint. I don't use it so well, and I also am a bit lazy in the sense that I don't always use my palette knife to put it on a palette. I go right into my containers of paint. So sometimes they get muddy or dirty. The better way to do it is to actually put some paint on your palette. Right now, I'm going to show you what we have for palettes. The beginning can be a bit boring, so I'm sorry for that. I don't know that image obscures what I'm doing, so I'm going to step over here just in case. These are those ice cream lids that I was saying are helpful. And as I mentioned earlier, they're super helpful because you can pull the paint right off. And then do you see this here, how cool that is? That's beautiful color. So if I'm actually abstracting and making my coral, I can use some of this leftover paint to create something that's visually interesting and often has some texture too. And it's reusing the paint. So I did bring some of the extra bits for that. I forgot my favorite palette knife, even though I brought everything else from my house. So I only have a teeny little palette, which won't be very fun, but I will make it fun. Okay. And then other thoughts here is if Stevie did want to join in, what I would suggest here is there is another canvas I'm going to get for Stevie, and then do you help me set up over there?
Yeah, I can do that.
With the water, and then I'll sort of start moving through some pieces of it. And I'm putting my mask on just for a second because I'm walking over the direction here. So it's not totally the right shape, Stevie, but there's a square canvas that you want to go with that. I will actually, right now, set up some of the paints, if that's okay. I'm not sure if people can actually see. Maybe I'll get my, I don't know if anyone else, would you have to log into YouTube so you can actually see me okay? And give me that feedback. I will share with people that I brought some cheaper paints that I had got from the dollar store. Simply because when you want to fill up a big canvas, sometimes you want lots of paint, and so I actually will buy cans of paint from Home Depot as well. But these were ones that I had at home, and I thought because I'm going to do something quick, it might be nice to have those. Am I obscured by the picture? No, it's just me. Okay. So what I would suggest right now is, Stevie, I'll give you another container. Okay. And you can fill up one with water. And then I will give you one of my beautiful high quality paintbrushes, because unfortunately I only have high quality paintbrushes. I actually have some other, I was going to bring a diverse amount of paintbrushes, but somehow I forgot one container today, which is just funny. So I only have big ones. What I'm going to do is get us started, if that's okay. And what we want to do at the start would be to get, I want you to have fun and get some color on. So what I tend to do is I would tend to put some blue on first. And the reason why you want blue is the blue, when you put it on, then When you add the red afterwards, you're gonna be able to get purples, which is nice. And the other thing that I find is if it's too dark, I pull some of it off. But because we want some white in there, you may wanna just do about half of this part here, but you're gonna come from here with a dark color, and then you're gonna extend it all the way up here. So I want you to get this part all as much blue as possible, but I leave this part without color yet, because otherwise we're stuck waiting for it to dry. And that's not super fun, to have to sit there and wait for something to dry. So I'm gonna use, Stevie, we're gonna use these kinds here. And I'm gonna show you some other pieces here. If I'm doing it this way, I'm gonna get a drip. And so I need to have thick paint. So often, when I wanna fill the canvas up, I will actually, this is why people see me squat a lot, if I ever do things, is I'll put it on the ground, and I just pour the paint on, and I just move it around. And it's nice because you get your arms going. So if you can, grab as much paint as you can and put it, I want to show you, but that's okay. Put it on the canvas. So I'm going to start by putting a ton up here. And I'll slide this across here. When I do that, I'm just going to start moving it around. I'm going to put some dark at the bottom and move that through afterwards. Because you guys can't see me, I'm going back up. But I'm going to tell you it's going to drip. And that, the only thing with drip is you get a drip effect, which could be beautiful. That being said, it's, I'm messy, and anyone who's painted with me before can attest to the fact that I splatter people, including no, I do. So with this here, I want it to have nice, and I'm looking for movement, so it's okay to have different directions. But I do need to be on the ground for this because there's a touch on the big side. So the big guys, do you have, put them on tape. And this is too loose, this one here. I can tell it from the consistency of it, so I'm gonna give you some other nice stuff to go with this here. And I say nice stuff because there's different blues. And so this one, phthalo blue, is awesome. So I'm gonna give you some phthalo blue to add in. I'm gonna have to bring this. Oh, you're doing that? Okay. I'm gonna give you phthalo blue, which I would like you to put sort of at the bottom, but you could make sure you need a thicker amount. Phthalo is really nice, and this other loose paint I got is way too loose. If your paint is not thick enough, put on more. The other option is you can actually let it dry a bit. I will use other fillers, which not everyone has, but there's something called gel gloss medium. Hi. Would you like to join? Yeah.
We just got to see what we have no idea what's happening.
So I'm Dominique.
I do because I'm one of the volunteers at the gallery too.
So I'm Dominique, and
You're the artist of the new show.
And I'm walking them through how to make a simple coral. And so with that, I was saying the big thing I want to do is get some color on here. And so if you don't love the strokes that you have, you can cut through them. Things you can do too, I'm going to show you with the spray bottle, which is like, I don't know if you use spray bottles. But I use my palette knife a lot, but I don't have it with me today. It's so sad. But so with the palette knife, you can also, do you see how I'm moving it around? Get different. I don't love seeing the brush strokes unless I'm doing really thick, which would be when I'm going to go to the coral area, right? So I'll let you guys play around with this part too. But the nice part is you can like really move things around. I'm going to put it up now because I think I've enough color on. I can play around with this here. Does that work? Okay, so if we were going to use, I want you guys to play with the palette knife too. I love them. And the reason the palette knife is nice is because you can actually do some cutting in with it for the darker bits over through here if I wanted to. So now some people like really beautiful gentle. And that is when you will probably use your spray bottle more. I like texture, so I'm gonna add more paint to it. I don't love it when I can see that. Now someone else might like that because it looks like beautiful. So what I like about it, no, but what I like about yours is yours you can actually keep that there too. So you can actually leave it as it is, and you can actually get, you can see a line here, which could be quite lovely, right? So you can blend it if you wanted to. That's one way to put it, which means that you bring your brush up and here, so the two colors come together. You can also, you know, like, is why I have colors and things like that. Is some people actually use them through and use the cloth or the top of that. The Cowichan is another way to do that too. Or you just say, I like that, I'm keeping those. I actually don't mind some of these other things coming through. I like the dark bit through here too, so I'm going to leave some of it, but I want more up here. So I don't, it's too flat. And each painting is different, and you just sort of decide what feels right. I like a lot of color and a lot of texture, so and it's okay to have, see, I'm sort of move a little bit across here. The reason I'm going to put some across is because I know I'm going to have some dark bits, so I wanted to create some purple. So I can play a little bit. The reason I like it is it, well, it can move your paint around quite nicely. But I like putting, sometimes I'll do things where I'll cut in already at this part here to take some off. Because let's say I want to have the shadow back here, I might want less of the blue. So I might prep for it. I take some out and leave it. And then the other thing with this here is everyone can be different with what they might like. So here, I'm enjoying today that I can see some of the lines, but they're a little bit too much for me. So everyone's different. I think there's too much. So, and the most important thing is that you want to create different kinds of lines so that I can. Anyways, you know, I'm going to show you something else here. It's nice and wet, so this is where you want to put some white into. You have too much paint. Yeah. Which is okay, because you can use that. So I would say move some of the paint over to the left side, because if you move it to the left side, you can use that for your purple part. Down again. It's just, it's a little bit too tall for me. So when I've got big ones, sometimes I do need to get down. And it's up here. I have brought these two. I'm just really like it in here. Now, do you want some white too? You have a lot right now, so what I'm thinking is enjoy it. But the other thing is, gentle and just try different strokes. Right now you're just doing one direction, so move the paint in different ways. Just like that, and that's going to change what comes out with it. And just lighten up your stroke a little bit back here. And you can bring some of it over here. Do you want to switch paintbrush? There you go. I'm going to put some more paint on mine, because I want more paint, and then I'm going to get some more color in there, okay? How are you doing for seeing me and what your pace?
I think we're good. It's just the internet's not so great, so it's a bit slow,
Okay.
but it's working.
Okay. So if I were going to be going through here, because I want to get some different directions, I'm actually going to play around a little bit where I'm going to layer it, and I like that holes are coming through it. So I put some thicker white on here too. Down in here. I want it darker, but I wanted to get some a bit heavier in here. And I'm going to start getting in the other colors pretty quick. I feel like I want you to do something with me too. I did bring enough.
I could have brought some of that, but you know it was interactive.
Well, we didn't really know how it would be. Let's be honest. We didn't really know how things would be, right? So it's all sort of to see how things would go. I'm going to bring some up here too.
You got a blank canvas?
Do you have any more?
I believe we have something about.
So I'm kind of moving to get some different, I guess, colors to come out. And then I'm going to put it up right now so people can have a look at like where I'm at with it. I want some darker at the bottom too, but essentially I've added some more white, but my goal is to get some flow in there. Now, I would like to now, before it dries, add some red so I get some purples. How are you doing?
Good.
Okay.
Not that sure, but
Okay.
that moving.
So, can we add some red? So lizard crimson is like super awesome and should go nicely with that phthalo. But really, if you got a red, go with the red. I would shoot. So we might have this palette knife too, just so you know. Options would include how I can get some dark in here, like I can just streaking it and cutting in. I love palette knives a lot because they allow you to put bits of texture in. I actually use it when I'm going to cut through. So I'm going to get different kinds of lines already through here. If I had my big guy, I'd really like it. So palette knife is really real fun, as I said, because what you could do with this here, even right now, I can start putting in other. I'm going to take out some of the paint too. But even something as simple, sounds fun, but as cutting through like this here, only the next time we put paint on, it's going to have a different feel and other bits will come out. So I'm going to actually take bits off here so then it's not so heavy. That's fun. And in general, you just kind of play around and enjoy something. And then if you have it, I don't like the lines that's going on here. Don't like it at all. So I have to fix it. It'll come. But when I look at that, there's way it's too messy. I don't know, messy is what I am. So it's a bad thing to say messy. I'm just going to see if I can do something with that. And that wasn't right. So you know what's nice about that? Is I can take it off, or I can enjoy it. Let's see if I can enjoy it. Oh. Are we good with getting another canvas?
Oh yeah, she has canvas and a container. You have a brush.
I have brushes. I don't have as many because I forgot some. But you tell me where you're at, Bree. So I'm just putting, sorry, I should talk you through. So what I'm doing now is just playing with different directions to see where it takes me. So I felt like, here I've got some lines going this way, I've got some this way, some down, and it's again just to, I haven't quite decided where my fishies are going to go yet. We're going to put some real fish in, we'll see what happens. But let's get into the other colors. We'll add some red. If you want, I feel like the pork one might be too tough for you because it's maybe more on it than you need. So why don't I pass you some red? And so brushes wise, I like big guys. So I got some big ones, but I usually have a lot. I usually have a lot, but for some reason today, I left a big container. So I don't have as many. So I have those, and I have this. The problem, what was the top? Do you like bigger or smaller?
You know what, I'm not used to paint abstract, so I don't, any brush you give me is a new experience.
Okay.
So which one are you using?
I'm using this one, but it's actually small for me, so I'm like, I almost want the big guy, but I've been touching this one.
Oh.
I've been touching this one.
So now I just need to paint.
So I'll give you some paint, and here's a palette. Okay. I'm gonna take some of this lovely red, and I'm gonna start letting some on.
Just need to open your paint.
And I,
So,
what's that? What would you like? What color would you feel like having?
which color would you like?
So we're doing blue,
I got some blues here. We were using a light. Yeah, we were putting some on with that, and then I'll give you some of the other ones. So this one is quite a deep color, right? But I'm playing with it so I can get some lighter bits through here. I'm gonna bring some up here. You see how I took the white from below, bring it up in here. So I'm stealing some.
How does she get the white out?
Oh, so you should use a palette knife. Mine is a bit dirty, so she doesn't mind wiping that. And then if you take a cloth from there, you can actually dry it off. All of the cloths are a little bit messy, right? So I'm playing around by moving some of the colors, but I'm making purple here. See how I made purple? I don't know a lot of people are making purple at home. By using this red with the blue. I want more on, so I'm just going to try and cover this up, and then I'm going to add colors afterwards. I wish I knew where you bottle because it's getting thick, right? So I'm going to spray.
So far, somebody's saying it looks beautiful.
Oh, do they want more guidance?
It doesn't look like anyone's having any problems at the moment.
Okay. So for me, I actually don't love all of what I'm doing right now, but I don't care because it's super fun, and by the end of it, I probably will like what I'm doing. Or, actually, I think I would like it for purpose. But what you notice sometimes is you'll put something in, so here it looks a bit too for your money, and I don't love that. So I'm gonna try and move with the colors a little bit more and bring them up. And I actually just want to fill up I want to see this canvas filled with color, and then I'll feel happy. It's a bit boring too because I need more up here, right? As you see, I'm short. Well, it's tough to reach this, right? And that's why I think I'm on the floor a lot of the time too. Get some over here. And then I'm going to use that knife again afterwards, but it's a bit heavy, so I'm using this spray bottle. I don't think it could be, because it's a bit thick. I love thick, but because it's so big and I want to get some of this color through, I'm using the spray bottle. You want to use it too? Anyone else want this spray bottle?
The spray bottle?
Okay. And now yours is because it's wet, you may not need as much of it. Now, I love what you've got going on here. What you need is a darker color.
Yes.
So I'm going to, the phthalo blue, I'll send that your direction. I have another super nice blue green I want to get out, which unfortunately people at home I can't share with them. Phthalo turquoise. That's also really a cool color because it's got the green in it. That I'm putting my paintbrush right in there. But it's a nice one. I'm going to show you how pretty it is here. Because it's almost like, look at how gorgeous that is. I don't know if other people see. I love that. It's like the Payne's Gray, but it's got the green and blue in it. So I get this lovely rich color coming through. I'll lend it to people too so they can get some in. As you see here though, I'm just now, because I have all these different colors, and I'm lightly going over with this paintbrush, I'm getting some different, I think a little bit of depth in there, but I might also this around. This is such a pretty color. Now, because I'm short, but it could also be just a process of like that other people want to do, I need to step back because I'm not sure where I'm at. I'm having fun, but I'm not sure. So when I look at this here, I need more color. I don't like it up here at all. So I want to add something there. And of course I love cerulean blue. So you don't always have to add a different color, but when I don't like something, I want to make myself happy. So I am going to try some cerulean blue and a brighter blue and see if I can, it's not a good color. So it's still, it's a little bit, I actually put in a cerulean blue and a pre-made color, which has more green in it. Good. And it's another turquoise. But it's still not what I want. So I need some white, and I'm sharing, so I don't totally have my white here, but I'm going to use the Corey white. No, you go for it. You go for it. There you go. But what I'm doing this year is I didn't like that. And now even when I put it on, I'm not sure I like this either. But I knew I need something else here, so I'm going to do that. I need to get it through. I need to cut in through here. But I took the red there. See what I just did? I don't like what I did. I put the red out, and it's not making me happy. So if you don't like what you did, you can take it off. So I'll show you. There's two different ways. You can use a rag and pull it off. The other way to do it is with a palette knife. You can actually pull that off very nicely. And if I did use a palette knife, what I would probably do is, I don't like wasting things because you know me. No, but I don't like wasting things. So I would actually put it someplace else. But I don't still like the way it looks. So I'm going to use my spray bottle a little bit and see then if I've sprayed it and add a little bit of white if I can make myself like what I did. And I'm not sure yet. It's not the right color. I want it brighter. I'm not sure if I should. It's too dark. That's right. Purple. What's that? Purple is good. So what you want to do if you've got some purple, which looks good there, is so you can get some bright colors in there, which is a little bit of my problem here. I've got way too many dark colors in here right now. So I'm going to close them off. Like I said, hello, I told you my name, but I forgot to get my other guest.
You did that, and that we didn't introduce you. Yeah, I can't even remember your name.
That's okay, I'm Dominique.
Dominique, Debbie. Debbie. You want to see my mouth?
Yes, I do.
Debbie.
You have to say that one more time. Is that terrible?
It's that.
Lovely. I have a lovely accent.
I came from Denmark.
Denmark.
45 years ago.
A long time ago.
45 years ago, yes.
I actually like this white blue that's here. I want to share it, so I'm moving it around when I like something. So there, should I look at yours and see where we're at and see if you add anything, or just keep letting you play? Tell me what you like. So, I'm not sure I'm loving what I'm doing either, to be honest. But I do want people to play with the palette knife, and options could include put in some lines this direction. You can actually, if you had a smaller palette knife, you can actually just even make, you people put little fishies in sometimes if you know. I more like to play around with the paint and get some different lines. You need more white. Yes. The thing is, if you do white, it's gonna use a light color. So I don't want you to put more in it. I don't. It's gotta dry more. So with this here, you can use a quarry white a little bit up here to bring some in, but you're probably gonna have some of it dry before you put more on. So what we're probably gonna do is try to do a bright red or pink, because I want you to fill these spaces up here that are absent right now. And we put or move around that too much, it's gonna end up looking light. Yours you can let dry a touch more, but you can actually right now use we have so many copies. But if you use this one, and I would say what you want to do. Okay, but what I would do is I'd pull some off of this side, so then you can get, when you put the light color on, it will be brighter. Okay. I am wondering here about options, and that is whether I pass you over some brilliant red and orange. Okay. You need to wash your properly more. You have to go use that up there, and it needs to be washed. Because if it's not clean, there's water in it's over there. The back. What's that? Oh. So I'm just adding some more of what I think is brightness to the top part if I need to.
It is right in that back. And then right behind the door to the left.
Okay. I'm going to use my knob and I'll show how. Actually, I really love this. Isn't that funny? I'm really loving this color. I don't know if you can see it. I think it's just the light between the pink and the white. So I'm hoping if I steal some from up here, I can create it in other spots too. So it makes me very happy. And not everyone is like that, but certain colors when they occur, ideally I know exactly how to get them again, but I don't always.
That's the trouble with painting, is getting the right color back.
Well, and it's interesting because I have a wonderful friend, and I don't know if she's following you right now, but she's very good at her palette, and she's in her colors, and makes it seem consistent. So she knows what she's going to get. Whereas I have too much fun putting it on, so I don't always know what I'm going to get. And then I have to sort of go with it. So. Okay, so you clean that, it's nice and clean, is it? The water's blue. Sorry? The water's blue. Blue? Right. So then what you want to use is one of those cloths to dry it a little bit there. I'm just moving a lot of this paint around. I have made a bit of a mess here, which is not atypical for me. And so I've got to find some space, so I don't step in the paint. And then I need to snap it.
There you go, it's pretty good.
Oh, I love those.
And a roller.
Yes, I love this. Hi, Cynthia. So we ended up having sort of a paint of sorts, I guess, or a paint day. I don't know if you want to join in or just watch right now.
Okay, I got my brush.
Okay, so I'm going to throw over, or pass over, whichever way you want to describe it, some of this beautiful color. Having red lights makes me very happy. So the one that's being auctioned off, the Botany Day has this in it. So quite a few of them are, because I got it on it's just so I'm sliding over your direction. Now, when I'm looking at this here, I love what you've got going on. The only thing is, which you've got the 2/3 and 1/3, is you might want to still add or change it up a little bit. So instead of it being one full line, that you have a bit more like changes to the landscape. Would be another way to describe it. I'm notoriously terrible for covering up my paints, but I'm trying because otherwise I'm gonna stand in them, which would be bad. Where do you get these paints from? Well, let me tell you, anytime my poor children and I go anywhere, I will get paints. So an example would be we're supposed to get them something for school and we're in a store and there's paints, I will buy some. But that being said, all universities have amazing, so a college or university would have paints. Opus is the one place in Vancouver or, I guess, Victoria, I go to a lot actually too, but you get in there. And the beautiful thing is they'll deliver them, which I love. So right now I've got a dry brush, and the dry brush is the reason my brush is kind of good broken down, is because a dry brush you get some bits of color, but it's almost like a little bit of holes through it. What's that? Yeah, it's super fun. But a dry brush actually is one way to sort of get a tiny little bit of color on, which is nice too. It is very fun to do that, isn't it?
The colors around in a different way.
So do you see with the dry brush how it's got a different technique too? So,
And I have a wet routine.
and the reason with the dry brush I'm going to use, because that's a really nice technique to get that coral, right? Do you see the little bits of color coming through that are different? So dry brush just means that you don't want your brush too wet. And you know, the opposite of a dry brush is what we use with the spray bottle. And that's where you want it to look quite fluid-like. And that one is also, I mean, it's also basic. I want some more darkening, but because I've got my white right now, I'm just gonna stick with it. I had my pile of brushes with all my palette knives, and I would not do it.
I saw it in your video at the beginning.
No, but the thing is, I'm overly prepared usually. So I'm like, how can I go out and use, especially my big knife.
I know, I was
See
thinking,
what I just did? I don't like what I did there.
I guess for them, no.
Oh, that was, actually, I probably forgot that. But that being said, this is good. You have to be versatile,
Well, this
right?
is it, you're showing how you use the tools on hand.
Yes, I guess, but it's certainly not as fun. So I'm putting, sorry, it looked too heavy, so then I had to pull some off, but now I've got extra stuff, so because I want to bring some highlights out of this part here, I'm not going to waste, so I'm going to bring it into this area here. Okay? But I still might need a touch more, so light in my, because my thought is that I'm going to have it's white that are coral in different spots. I'm a bit bored now, so I'm feeling like I need to get the orange in as well, or some yellow. And because we have, now the only thing with this here, which is super good, is if you like the color, just you have to think about, if you mix them all together, you'll get brown. So if there's just white, I put that beautiful pure color right on there, on that canvas, and enjoy it. And then from that pile of paint, pull off of it instead of bringing into it, because you want to have some of that pure color. The other option here too is that the palette knife is pulling some off. If it gets heavy, but you're going to end up with brown. Right now, if you keep doing what you're doing, you've got 2 minutes. That being said, if you want the brown, then we'll end up having to let it dry and add colors at the top, right? You know, I would let some, so thoughts I would have here, which you don't have to follow, but thoughts I would have would be, right now, because we've got the nice purple, is one option is that red, so take a palette knife from the bright red that's at the top left corner, pull it down, so you're going to bring it in, is to take a little bit off of the palette knife and wipe it on your, so, let me show you, so it would be like this here. I don't like something, so I take it off, and I don't have that much left. I'll come over here just a second. So you didn't want as much on, is you wipe it off and you actually pull some off. And so if you pull it off in an area, it's going to allow you then to be able to put some light color on it, it'll come through. Why I like the palette knives is I would start putting, not just like, cause you've got this like, go crazy, take different directions to go, just to have fun with it. But the other reason is, when you put paint on the next time, it's gonna layer differently, and then the light will reflect. When I'm glancing this year, I stood back, which was helpful, and I thought, I don't like that, so I have to take some off. Now, when I'm taking it off, you see how when I'm taking it off, it's beautiful. I'm getting some of the other color comes through. And then I wanna like, I had my other one a little nicer. I wanna actually get some texture in there too, like. But it's almost too dry, so I might not be able to get that much off. If it's too dry and you still want it off, then use your spray bottle. Okay? Right now, I want to get some more vivid colors, so I'm going to have to, I can tell you that these are about $100 for a container. So they're very expensive, because I get big things in them, but the quality of the colors is a lot nicer. So if you go to, go and grab this. It was from the dollar store, and what I was having, I have a certain amount to play with. And this one's really nice for right now. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put it down for a second. This one, which is cheaper, but also kind of loose, and it's not rich color. It's almost like, well, in watercolors, it's you add oil to, but it's super diluted. So because it's super diluted, if I put it on now, it's almost like using a clear, it's called gel gloss, because I'm going to get the color, and it's kind of, what's the term? It's like a sheen of the color as opposed to getting the rich, deep hue to come through. So if I put this on here, it should move around, and it's so loose when I move it around, I could actually layer this color so it comes through. Now, I need a paint. Actually, that is delightful. The roller.
Oh, yeah.
The roller is really nice.
I'm daring.
Why not?
Are you gonna use it? If not, I would use it on this.
I'm daring now. See what happens, right?
No, it's perfect to use that. I love a roller. I think Cynthia knows that actually.
Yes, you do.
Because I showed her that. So I didn't like what I just did there. And I wanted to have some way to take it off, but I actually need to have the supplies. I think because I'm sharing, I didn't know I'd be sharing with so many. I'm a little bit behind, like low on stuff.
Now it's changed.
They totally changed it.
Now you have too much of one thing, just like I missed. I need a nicer.
When I was
No, I think that's good what you did. I am using my mask.
I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It should be on my face. A non-textured, or a clean enough rag. Sorry, guys. Like what I did.
as a teacher said, 122 God says,
Yes. I didn't love that, so I'm gonna move through it. And I need more tools. So I'm gonna have to take some for my help. I might not be generous for much longer.
now I wrecked my fancy that.
No, so what you did is you blended it too much, so you need to take some off. That's okay though. You wanna use the spray bottle to take some off?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Okay. Because you blended it all into just one color. And that's not good. You need to have more colors. My scraper? Yes. I need more colors. Yes. So what I would do is pull some off, but think about what you're doing. So that sounds not what I meant.
Well, that's not how I usually do it.
So this is where we're going with it. You don't have to follow that. This is another picture of it. But the thought here was that you have, the line is going this way, but it's got, I guess, different geography as you go through here. You could opt to do it the other direction. You could have it heavier, like you could turn it this way. Whatever way you want, but what you probably want to do is decide on that piece. And when you do that, I would suggest with the palettes, pull some off so we get some white or the undercolor shown. So an example would be right now, I wanna see some more undercolors. I'm gonna start cutting through here, although I think it's still too dry. I'm talking way too much. I'm not doing it. So, yeah, it is too dry. Otherwise, what I'm doing is sort of, yeah, I'm getting here. It's lovely to see you. Do people feel okay with the distance we have right now? I'm asking this because I don't have my mask on and we've got a few more people that are here. Is everyone feeling safe and okay right now? Yep. Or do we feel safe to say we feel safe, I guess is the way to put it. I really want to put some other color in, partly because I'm feeling a little bit like I'm overthinking this through and not happy. I love that. That's really nice. So what you need to do is you have to put it out there and look at it, or you have to stand up.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because what's really nice is she's got some bright, like she's got a few different colored blues, and you need to let that dry and not touch it. And from that red that you have to add, like you're fully brushed off. Then we're adding the yellows, oranges, and some other colors to pull it up. With maybe the white, but it's got to dry.
Oh, I like that.
And which is good too. Now, what I like with this here
Yeah.
is you've got the bits of the color coming up from underneath it too.
Yeah.
I say to myself that I unfortunately or fortunately questions things. Yeah, no, but I'm missing. It's not about you. I'm missing those because I don't have enough of them. And I thought I was like so prepared. I was thinking I was just like, oh, because I thought about everything. So look at how nice that is too. Like you see the deep colors that are coming. Like I'm gonna sorry. I was gonna say I'll come and grab it, but I'll get to see the show because I really like how she's got there's sort of that it's almost an aquamarine or that right at the top, which was our dollar store stuff, right? And it's pure and it's up there, and I'd like to get some of that because I like it so much. But then she's got the different, and the reason it's nice, and then she's taken some off, and she's got some of that alizarin crimson and rich color that's nice there. I would be tempted to leave that white part, and you might actually want like in here, you could put yellows or oranges and have it come from there. But then you want to bring them up at the top as well. Right? I need to clean my brush a touch more. And then, because you have comfort and happy to hear, I want to put some pinks and oranges in. So I'm just going to kind of go. Now, those I wouldn't use to clean up so much because we'll need them for other things. But I want some. So I'm just going to. No, but I'm just like, I'm just going to put some in because I want some. There it gets you have no idea how like the reason. Do you want to switch room with me for a bit? No, it's good. I'm gonna run out in a second. I don't want you to run out though. I want to see you. I don't know, but I don't want to interfere with your demo. But there's it's not interfere. It's wonderful to have you here. It's just funny because I like to share more. Anyways, I just put in some because I wanted some other colors, some pink, which I really like the pink. Anyways, but then, and for those of you at home who I said just bring reds, pink is basically a bit of white and red, but if you're lazy like me or spend a lot of money on your supplies, then you will have different colors ready to go because you're just one, right? I'm gonna have to step back to see where I'm at with what I've got here. How are we doing?
Looks like we're still doing good. Everyone's enjoying the demonstration?
Yeah.
Good.
I usually see the end product, not the working product.
It's kind of fun,
Well,
right?
because I want some color, I would love that red, orange, the cadmium, and I'm gonna put some of that in its spot, and then we'll decide it. And I'm gonna put some of that in, and then I'm probably gonna have to blend it with a different color. I'm saying it's very bad.
That is a nice color.
Technically, it's mine, so I can make a mess if I want to. That being said, I am sure. So if I were going to have some fun with it, I might just put it on and sort of dry brush kind of thing, because I'm thinking it's coral, right? Isn't it lovely? So it might be too much, and then I'll have to work through what I want to do with that. But it's just so pretty. I'm gonna hopefully have some of this other darker color coming through there too. I should plan this out more, but it's a little. So what I'm noticing here, and I should probably stand back, is that's got more oranges and yellows in it, and this is more pink, like it's blues, purpley. So they actually don't look as nice together as the lizard frisbee does with it. So, and I want yellow in that some too. Does anyone want to pick one of these fun colors? I know I'm not okay.
Yes.
I'll come back.
When I'm looking back, I have to see where I'm at. And I'm looking at this here, I need to take something from that. What's wrong? If you get the blue coming through, I want to have other, it's a bit heavy. And because I'm such a mess, this is why my house has little footprints. When you have a 11-year-old telling the mommy, the parent, that they need to clean up, it's a problem. But, so I'm using my palette knife so I can get some lines through here, but I'm also pulling some of the paint off. You see how, and then I get the lighter colors coming through here? And I like lots of different bits of texture and lines. So you see how I'm sort of going through it? So I'm going to get some of the blue, light blue that comes through from the bright color, because I like that. And then I'm going to come down this direction too, because gosh darn it. And I'm going to get some red's going to come in, and that's fine, because that's going to help with my fishies later on. Even here, I'm going to get some fishies coming through. So my palette knife gets used a lot. And here I almost would sing, which is bad. I promised myself I would sing. Okay, and I'm looking at this here. Because I need the cut throughs, I'm happier with that because I can see some pinks and purples coming through it. I'm really not happy with this part needs some pink. So when I look at that, wrong color. That looks lovely. And I think we need a I think you need to be on an easel. Me? Yeah, you absolutely need to be on an easel, or you have to squat like I am from your knee, like from your thighs, not bend over and your back will get sore.
You're doing yoga?
I don't know whether yoga.
You're doing yoga while you're baby.
Even something out here. But it's too heavy now and too dark, but I want to get a little here. Here. And some up here. Bring it up. Up here. And I need some up through here. And I'm going to take some off afterwards. Get that where I'm at with this here. Because now I've got a few too many lines that look like, so I need to work through that. Like a flower. That looks lovely. Now I'm using up this lovely color here. I'm not talking enough, I'm sorry. So now, when I look at this here. I didn't put that here, but that's okay, wrong choice. Some of this lighter stuff through here is coming through. It's gonna come through here. And it lines this direction. Here. The red came out here accidentally, that's fine, I'll work with that. Now I need to get a different line in here because I have way too much of one. Hold on. Here. And here. Okay, I'm gonna step back for a second and then I'm gonna play with this area. up
Okay,
here.
let's get you action looking at me. I'm getting some for your Instagram.
Smile or? Sure.
I have to go get somebody sick at the bar.
Will we see you again?
I won't be back today, but I'll be watching.
We will see you again though.
I will see you again.
We'll see you again. I need another paintbrush.
Next time if you forget something, text me and I can get it.
That is not a tissue. No, it's not tissue. It's a tissue paper for the next one. It's a tissue paper that we're going to use to make texture. So it's not a tissue. So you probably have to put it back. Yeah. I give you a little
What?
Yeah. I would go get like some of the, if there's paper towel, that's what I would use for that. Now,
I have overworked.
should you turn so I can see what you're up to?
Mine is overworked.
Should I come over and look and see what you're up to? I'm gonna have a little bit of white in here.
Sorry, pictures are stunning. I just looked through the gallery. Beautiful. Lovely place. Yes, no worries. Yes, yeah, for
And
sure.
if you like something, okay.
Yeah, good luck with the show.
And well, and I'm not sure what we'll do with the ones after. If people like these, we can put that in that option. Choose another option. See how it turns out, right?
Color makes me happy. Lovely job.
That makes me happy too. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm just playing with different brush strokes. And so with this here, I almost call like hatching. So I'm going one way and the other way. And you could do that in different spots to bring the light through if you want to. And then I would actually probably get my palette knife out this point. How are you doing?
Mine goes ugly and brown and gone.
That would be my fault because I'm the instructor. So you should bring it around here so I can look at it and I can see what you did. And then, because as soon as you got that out of the way, I'm excited where you're at. And I don't love this part, so I gotta get some different lines in there. And so, do you see how it looks now? I don't like it. And I don't like it because it's too cross-hatchy. So then what I would want to do is and then I'm gonna pull some off, and I don't like that it did something here, so I have to be fast. And that's when I'm like, get down on the ground. And when it gets down on the ground, see how I'm pulling some off? See how it pulls off when I just use the spray bottle? So you can actually change the strokes that you have. Can I get, do you want to try the spray bottle too?
It's beyond.
Yeah, like the spray bottles.
It's beyond this too.
No, it is. I know how to fix that. Bring it over and let's do it together, okay? Can you bring it over and we'll play?
I did the mistake of using the straw.
Let's play with it. Bring it over and let's play with that.
And I didn't want it brown. I shouldn't have used brown. I wanted to maintain this.
Yeah, so let's go, my lines are too similar, so I have to change my lines. Did you see how it way too much the one way? So I needed to change that. That being said, look what happened. The drippy went to the way, so I have to get rid of that drip.
Yeah.
And then I will come and do yours, okay? Not yours, but we'll work on it together. Because I don't want to actually do it, but I have an idea of how we can fix it. And then I'll get to this one here. So that's the problem with using a spray bottle if you're standing up, is it can drip. Now that's a nice technique some people might want. I didn't want that. So I've got to stop for a second. And and I have to look, I don't like this, sorry. There's a timeliness, which I just need to fix this if that's okay, and then I'll get back to you. I promise.
It's a bigger one.
But you know what's nice is I can fix it. I know I can, I know I can fix it. I just might need a little bit of time and some other color. Let me just get to it. Because it's now muddy-ish looking because of that. Not too. I have to cut this line out so you don't start. And so sometimes you just have to do things with it just before the paint dries. That's sort of where I'm at right now. It's just sort of play with this a little bit before I. I get something I'm happy with, and then I'm gonna get to yours. Okay, I'm gonna pause at line for a second because I got a few different lines, and I'm gonna put mine aside. Actually, so just so you knew, I wasn't happy. What I was getting there, I wasn't happy, so I have to cut through it and make it look better. Okay, but one thing that came out that was nice is by playing some bright blue paint, which was sort of fun. I don't like that this line is too heavy up here, so I have to take some off or brighten it up. So I'm gonna have to do that, which means I'm going to put some over here and play around with that. But I know I can get something they'll be happy with. Stevie, yours is nice. What I'm going to do is I want you to let it dry just for a little bit, and then we'll get back to it. I want to get to yours because it dries too much. So if you're doing this one,
I know what I did wrong. I
No, no, no,
did the
no.
red and I mixed it brown.
so as I said, you want to pull some off. Yours is, I'm going to put it on the ground for the spray bottle for a second. So you can pull some off. Okay. So with the spray bottle, you can take some of the paint off, and the beautiful thing about taking off is then you get all this color, but then you can stack. I call it stacking because you can actually put it together. And sometimes by putting it together, you like it. Other times you're like, I'm not sure I want that. And then you pull it off. See? So now, by doing this here, I can create, I'll pull some off. Let's say, do you want this to be fuller down here, or like do you want it heavy? How do you want, what shape do you want?
The little picture that you showed up where it was purple in the.
Sure. So then let's do that. So if we're going to do that, I want some, you can take some off.
I should have used a red and not an orange red because
No,
I
but
made
see,
it
look at
brown.
this. This is coral now.
It's the experience of knowing how to take it off, right?
No, but you've got coral now.
Yeah.
And so now you've got the coral, so now what we're going to do is sweep this along so the blue comes through here. Okay? I'm just going to move this around so you get some blue through here, and then I'm going to get that part there, and then you're going to go back to it, okay? So I'm just going to try and keep the blue, a little bit of the blue. I don't know if people can see what I'm doing. Sorry, guys. I'm just sort of, I took off some of it with the spray bottle. And then with this, I'm trying to sort of keep some of this nice blue by again using the spray bottle, but sort of, I'd like to get some of this blue. Now, when I look at this, you have color, but the way to fix it would be to use the white. A little bit of white, this will make a nice color out of that. I saw white in the bottle. Do you have white over there? Right here? I'm going to use just a touch of this part here, because if you do this, we might be able to blend this a little bit. Get a lighter color to come at the top, and then we'll bring it down after. But I'm just
That's the good thing about making mistakes is you have to see how to correct them.
yeah, it's true. And then we're just going to try and bring this down here. We're just going to, I added a little bit of white so I could sort of bring some light up to the top. And now I'm sort of using some of the color you had on there to sort of bring some along here. And then, as I said, because what we're hoping to do is have something along here, I used the cloth and pulled some color off. So now when we put it on, you're gonna easily be able to put, I want your reds in here and your oranges. And actually, again, pulling it off, you get different bits of lines and textures. And sometimes, right? So have fun with that. And then if you did it this here, you're gonna bring the full some through here. And then if your fish are coming along here, you put the lines through here too. So they're gonna come through here. Or you can say, I want more this direction. You can decide which way you want. Those will help for them. If you don't like that, what I did is, and then, you think you can go with it now?
Right.
Yeah.
And then that orange, like that, I like the purple or the purple. I use the orange and that made it become brown.
Yes, so mine is quite orange right now. So when I look at the colors I have here, I need to use this. The phthalo just blue is not as good for mine. The phthalo turquoise is better because it matches that orange yellow better because as is, when I'm looking at this. I like these two colors quite nicely. This is over here and then the purple is coming through here. I think I either need to put in like a corally. Okay, I hope everyone else is just as messy. This is 5 CV that I usually don't wear anything because everything gets that part. I'm usually not that in the trunk area, but the rest of it. You want it to dry a touch. That being said, because you want some purples in there, because you said you like the purples. If you want the purples, I would say take this one here. Oh no, the big one. So take that one and put some of that in there. Make sure your brush is nice and clean. And did you have a big one?
Yes, I did have a big one.
Do you want to take my medium size and I'll take the big guy for a bit?
Maybe, or here it is. I have a big one here.
Okay, but that's too big for your canvas, I'm getting the sense, because you have a smaller canvas. And so I put that in here. I'm going to clean my brush off and switch around with you. Because you might need. Now, see, yours is really nice. Now, the only thing that I'm thinking right now is we'll get some fixing, but it's got to dry. Yours is too wet right now, or you've got to take the chance of using something and pull off the color, because otherwise you're going to get gray or brown. Like you're going to get a muddy yellow. So this could be a chance to take a break, and then we'll just get to that after. Or blow on it. We don't have a blow dryer, but those would be thoughts I would have. So a nice color that could work in here okay with mine would be to use something like yellow ochre. Because that color might be nice. And then I can put in another yellow if I want to, with oranges if I wanted to. So good, I would stop now. And what you want to do is, from the part where you wanted pure color and bright, start from there and pull out from there. And I would you've got two different options there. You could spray, so then some parts will be lighter because they'll be looser paint. The other option is to do that dry brush where you're just, so the white will come here.
This way or that way.
So there are so many ways you can do it. When I'm looking at this here, you want to think where you want your vivid, like where do you want it? What would make you happy? So stop and think stop. Okay, think, not the whole thing. Think about right now with this here. These are like, because sometimes you need pockets of color, you don't want the whole thing. So think about where you want something. Do you want it at the top where the light's coming through? That's a deep color, so you might want it at the bottom. So if you're going to do that, I would say the bottom third. I'm going to show people. I might say work this part here. Keep this part lighter. So less color on this part up here and more down. Because if you just go all the way through, it's gonna be one-dimensional again, right? So when yours is getting drier, right now we have options where I can, how's your palette? You didn't actually have a palette. Yeah, this one has something on it too. This one. For when you get back with the palette, you don't want to use the red with the white to make it pink. I think yours might be nice to have some pink in there. Other things that people can use, if they want to. I did bring a couple, I don't know why I have my sponges there. But you can buy sponges at the dollar store. These are really nice ones for creating texture, or regular sponges you can use too. Good, I love that. That's really good. So stop for a second, which is super good. I love this. So now, I would stop. Like, don't do any more, because you want the dark bits, and now what you could add is a little bit of white or orange into some other pieces of it, but the pure color in your blob will actually make it have depth and be nice. Whereas if you make it all, like if you keep moving, you're gonna end up looking flat and not as fun. How's your feeling this evening? Is it getting more on the drier side, you think? Okay. Pretty dry? Okay. I'm thinking what I'll just do is use this one here. Are your tools pretty? If you can pass this for the clean tools, because I don't have any tools anymore.
You lost them all?
But they're around the room. Yeah, I need those tools to get.
We scooped them, honey. We scooped the tools.
Well, I didn't know how things would. So I'm gonna put some of this pine. I'm gonna put some of the pink in, and I want you to be gentle with the pink and use a little bit of white if you want to, but it's a very rich color, so you don't want to blend too much of it, and you want to put little bits on it, okay? And when I say gentle, you're doing a beautiful job with it, but you don't want it all the way around. And because on this palette here I have this lovely pink, then there's a bit of white, you can use a bit of that to lighten it up, but don't mix them all up together, otherwise you're going to end up having gloss. So I'll put that over there. And then kind of want to add some more in mine, but I'm going to have to see about.
So you guys are having fun so far?
Anyone come to the gallery?
We had a couple visitors, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it the
I have cards too. Are they taking cards?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I should make sure.
I can lay a couple out on the counter.
Yeah, well, that would be good, especially for that auction too, right?
Yeah.
Does everyone know that some of the paintings are being auctioned off? There's a few of the paintings that are going to go to some charities.
Oh.
And so the one in the front when you first come in called the big one that's 30 by 60, that one is going to be auctioned off. And so there's an online site that you can go to bid on it. And then it started today, actually. So. I'm yell at you when people need me. Use my phone. Now, bit too much white in there, so you might want to pull some off or stand back. Again, one of the key things with painting is to stand back and sort of look at how it might look at a distance, because you'll lose perspective, which might be my problem as well today, so we'll see. Is sometimes when you are too close, you don't see the beauty you have. I say that because I've actually had people yell at me to stop before. They think I've done enough to make it pretty, and they're like, no, no more. Sometimes you can't tell it. It's because it's so fun to put the color on. Okay. So things that on mine, when I glance at that, is I see a positive color in some areas, which might be fine. It's too, there's a line here I don't like. It's got to have something else here. So I'm going to take some out of here, and I need some more consistent brightness or light coming through it. So that's where I'm going to play around a little bit and look for a little bit better. So I like that a lot, Stevie, and I like where you've got things coming from. Now yours looks like it's light coming the bright at the bottom, right? Almost too tall for me today here. And my only worry is your back, but it looks good. You know, stand back. Don't be bossy. Stand back. Put it up there and look at it. It's looking good right now. So we want you to stand back and then. Right? Isn't it looking much better?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thing I'm seeing, which is easier to see someone else's, a little bit there, but I'm also thinking you might want to pull some back or thicken it up an area. So this might be the time to use a palette. So you can use a littler one if you want to. Good job, Steve. And with that, you could actually put some lines through or pull some of the paint around if you want to. Oh, you've got a palette. You can use that one or you can use this one, whichever one you want. Whichever one you want. So. Do you hear that? That's my dry brush. Poor thing, huh? It's too one-dimensional. I gotta get some more movement in here. I almost like it. I need to stand back too. Now, when I look at this, I need to, if that's okay, I'm going to add some more different colors in it. Stevie, that looks good. Do you like it? I like what you're doing. I like what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you happy?
Well, I have to tell you, the first one that I made, I was the happiest with.
The first one, like today?
The very, very first thing I made, I was happy with. But then sometimes when you start working it, then it changes into a different direction that you're not ready for.
Yes.
And that's what I think.
I don't like what I just did there either, so it's gotta come down and I gotta spray it off. And then move it around.
passion to what you're doing, right? But we are not practicing. Just having fun. You know, when you're first learning about using a medium, that you have to just learn how to react.
That's true.
How to
And which
paint
medium do you
react.
use?
Well, I think very little, but I use oil.
Yes, they're quite different, aren't they?
And not abstract, I'm very, I take things as they are. Right now I'm trying to take a picture of my granddaughter on the beach.
How
Abstract, but now she's 12, but at the time she was, I don't know, 4 or 3 or something like that.
So nice. Now, we were gonna do a figure.
I wonder if I did check the figure drawing that was in here. I wonder if it's cool how you have the ability to change because you have done it, right? So you really need to feel like what you're doing.
Well, I'm not sure I'm feeling this one, to be honest, right now. No, it's funny, I'm not sure. And if I want to change it a certain amount, but then I'm like, sometimes they become a paint over, which is beautiful because then it's lovely texture for the next one. But no, I'm not happy right now with what I got before. Maybe I should share with why I'm not happy. I need more color. Let's be honest. I don't have enough depth or darkness in it, so I'm not happy with that because it's too flat looking. I haven't quite got my head around where I'm going with things because I'm talking too much. So I'm getting distracted because I get distracted. And so that's the part where I'm like, if I start talking, I'm like, oh, and did it dry? And I want, so I like this cutting through here. I like these colors here. I want some brighter blue in here for sure. I also want some oranges in, yes, that's what I want. I'm gonna use that one, use this one. So I had to get stuff for this show, and so I had to get a go open, and then I bought this one, which I used for my this sort of color, and that being said, I don't know if I have a clean enough brush. So that's beautiful. So what I want you to do is stop it in some ways because you're blending it too much. And either you gotta pull it off or you gotta stop and let it dry because now it's all one color. Not one color because you've got different colors, but it's one, what's the term for purity?
Well, there's no depth.
Well, it's all, so the colors have all blended, whereas if you want some pure color, some, the hue. Is that the term for the hue?
See, I don't understand why this is white. What do these spots come from?
So they probably came from when we got the spray bottle and pulled off. If you want more of them, do that. The other thing is use what I did here with the palette is to cut through so you're gonna get other bits there too. And yours can be fluffy, like this one's softer, the one I have here, and this one's more straight. See what you feel like. Do you want to try my sponge? So a sponge can be used too. And now and you can put bits on or take them off that. So I was going to put some things on and I had to oh, I needed a brush. That was it. I was going to take a brush from someone because I need a brush. No, you still can see that one, right? So let me. Well, it's probably not much cleaner than my brush. Actually, Hazel, could I get you to dump her dirty water and get us fresh water? Because I think you all probably have awful water. It could be wrong, but what's that?
The water bill.
For today. You're a helper. That's a nicer way of putting it than the water girl, no?
Now there's a lot of stuff to fix it.
Very great work to see. And I'm not like for that. So. Then it turned green, so that's not great.
That's a lot.
No, but it's actually turned green down there, so I'm not happy with that. I love it. That's a problem, is sometimes when you really like something, you want to use it, whether it's supposed to be or not. I'm like, I just wanted to open it up and put it on here, but I'm gonna see if I can enjoy it, because I just love orange so much. But I need to get look at me be bossy here. I need to make sure that I'm getting a different line here, because it's too all the way along. I'll cut it in. So now I'm gonna cut it through here. I think I like that better. Here's
Yes, 40 chickens.
what's this about chickens?
I used to clean these, I used to clean my chicken coop, pick up a strip off the coop, with these things.
Oh yes, I love.
Alright.
So sometimes you have to sort of balance, you throw in a weird color in a weird spot. So I just put some orange along here.
Wow.
To go along with the bring through, which is sort of, instead of my yellow, it's orange. I'm too short, I'm gonna have to put it down again, I fear. Jump up and up, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, almost too short. These are getting my lines for my fishies. I don't know. Anyways, I am definitely aware that I'm gonna put some highlight.
I watched it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's perfect. And then you add more to it and I'm like, no, don't do that. And then I'm like, oh, that's even better.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh,
Funny.
well, no, sometimes I overdo it. As, like I
feel that I always don't know. I feel that I never, it has lost its freshness.
You can always get it back. You want to pull some off or put some on? What do you feel like?
Well,
We're taking a
since I don't know what happens in either direction, then it's hard to know. My sense is to put more on, but that could be wrong, right?
you know what? I like your sense of pausing Mine is very colorful. It's vibrant, but I feel, what do you see with mine?
Oh, yours? No, I don't know.
No. So when I look at mine, it's too symmetric, orange, like it needs, well, one, I need to decide here, and I feel like here shouldn't be yellow, and should be, although I could probably bring in some like, but I think there needs more darkness, so I need to get some of the dark, but not fully. And I need some bits of dark up here too. So another way to do it, if I don't want too much, is to, and people can use black too. But another way would be to use my knife and actually just cut in bits of darker color too. I don't know, do you guys feel the same thing when you're looking at it?
I will look at yours and think it's better than mine.
No.
That's because she has done it a lot. This is our first experience.
No, but the other thing is, it's never, I definitely don't wanna say, it's never better, they're just different.
I've been through it before. Don't compare yourself.
No, but the other thing is, it's truly not, it's not that one's better, they're different. And so what you have to look at is, what do you like about yours? And keep that piece part of it. And what I like about yours right now is, I think it's totally, like that blue and how you did bits of color. What you wanna do is, no, or yes. Is you're doing too much of one stroke, cut through, and so right now, pick some lines this direction and different directions. Yes, and you might need a spray bottle.
Yeah.
Or, where's the spray bottle?
Oh, it's over there.
Oh, do I have it? Oh, sorry.
I'm wondering if I should check my phone and see how
It's
people are
mine right
doing.
there.
Because the other option is, I like, in some ways I wanna finish this and put some more, but then the other option I could do right now is get you guys on, the portrait as the other. Want a little bit, I just want a little bit more. A little bit more can get you in trouble though. Stop. I was so bossy. Sorry for that. So do you see how you put the color on? Symmetric. Abstract or whatever else we're bringing is, I would never line it up. Pick funny different things with it. So you want to make sure now when you're doing that it doesn't line up too much. And probably stop saying stop. Sorry for that.
It's the American flag.
No, you're good. So what you'll stop. Look at him saying stop again. So good. So get your brush out down because you got too much with the palette, and you're moving and you're blending it all again too much. So yeah, and try different strokes. Yeah, and take a break, and it looks nice here. If now when you put them on, you just pull some off, but you're kind of just layering all the one. It's going to blend too much. That's what I was trying to say for that. How about get different size brushes? That's another option. Just try different size brushes so you see that helps a little bit. But I need a brush. It's a bit too heavy here. We need different brush sizes too. Here. I love that coral color. I love to hear people say they love something. That's good. I need to do this right. I'm wondering. I would love this format to be honest. Because I feel like I don't really know how people are managing or they're happy with things. It's one of them.
Playing with the palette knives.
And I got everyone with the palette knives, huh? If only I had all my palette knives, then I would be a happy girl, that's for sure.
Palette knives are a lot of fun.
Now tell us about your style. What do you like to paint?
Oh, me? Paint all sorts of things. Mostly like realism or semi-realism.
I need to stand back.
I like it a lot.
Well, the hard part is you guys are, my helpers, you have to like what I do. Or not, you just have to pretend you like what I do.
You guys are doing an amazing job so far.
Looking back because when I look at that, it's 2 here, I need some in here. There's a line through here. I don't love not having all my supplies, that's for sure.
Bit of a challenge.
Well, we should say it helps for diversity, but
Puts you out of your comfort zone a little.
Are you the Saturday girl?
Yes, I am.
Saturday girl sounds good. I want to be the Saturday girl. Very good.
Yes, John, you can be the Saturday girl.
Every Saturday. As long as we're open, I'll be here.
That's very nice of you.
Oh, I did it.
Very
Nice.
It's very difficult to
Try
get
and get
anybody
the
on
spot.
Saturday.
We need to spray a lot.
Yeah, everyone wants their weekends off.
Yes, I've worked enough weekends in my life.
You're like, no more. No reason to.
One lady asked me if I wanted to be a
Saturday girl? I want to be that.
substitute or a casual, like on call for somebody with dementia or something like that. I said, I'm 73, I don't need to look after somebody that old.
No.
I'm getting there soon myself. Now see, I know that it's not your style, but I'm more happy with that than what I was before. Right?
Everyone's different.
I don't want to work it anymore.
You don't have to, you just have to do what makes you happy.
Yep.
I do like that a lot. You want me to show the viewers at home?
Oh, yes, you can show
The
them
viewers at home, I like that.
the root of frustration and
Ow.
learning how to do abstract.
Computer just shocked me.
I'm not really an abstract person, so it's an experience. That's
Hello,
that's
it's
why we
me.
came here.
Did you know I'd be abstract though? I
Oh.
do some realistic stuff too.
Yes, I did know it was
So this
paint,
is one of the guests' work.
your fire,
It's more abstract.
yeah.
This is so hard. I'm doing it like backwards.
You know, I know that's an awful lot of blue.
And this is the
But,
other guest. Her painting's really good so far too. And now we're back to you.
I should stand back to see how I've got it, huh?
I like the new colors you've introduced.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm enjoying, to be honest, I'm liking how I've got lots coming through here.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually want more coming through there. So I like that part. I need to work on the top part a bit more.
I'll be right back. We've got some guests at the front.
Yeah. I'm like, I'd like to see people too, to know people are coming. For those of you, I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing. I'm playing and it's pretty chaotic mine, isn't it? So when I stand back, I think, gosh, so many lines. But the nice part about that is afterwards I can actually soften it up. So I'm not too fussed, actually. But I actually want more lines. Not everyone will want more lines, but I want some more anyhow. I think I need to put it down because oh, I don't have enough brushes. Oh my gosh. it down because I want to get some. So I need the, can I have the spray bottle again? Yeah. And the only thing is just not to take too much of the paint out at once because it's steaming, just little bits at a time would be super good. Because it dries quickly. You can get something called retarder too, which is actually, you would probably like it as someone who does oils, because it slows down how things dry.
But it's so interesting to see what we started out with, and then what you ended up with. But I know we're always changing this way, like half and half. Like you are creating two different halves.
In what way?
Like all your strong colors is on one side, and then your other colors is on the other.
I don't know. So I have, those are my two back there. So we were gonna maybe do that one.
Yeah.
That's quite common, right?
Isn't quite finished, right? No.
No, I'm done with it. No, I'm done with it. So I'm
I
good.
love that, and I also love that.
So they're not all, but I don't know. I like bright colors. That's the hard part, because I really like vivid colors. So I can't sometimes stop myself. And I make messes. Like right now, I just put orange on things because I put my finger in orange. I'm Dominique. We sort of have our masks off right now, but I feel like if we're getting more people, although, do you feel okay because we're far enough away right now?
You're what?
And do you feel like you feel it?
Oh, I see, for me to take it off?
No, or just, are you okay that I don't have mine on right now?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
No, I'm not stressed to know your space and bubble.
Oh, my bubble's pretty good. Although I just made a mess there. Maybe. I didn't like what I did, so I'm gonna take some more off. So we were going to do the guided coral, and then had some other ideas. That being said, it requires me to like what I finish first, which is,
I don't get what you're saying.
oh, I was gonna say we were gonna do some other paintings after this, but we were taking a bit more time than I thought. 'Cause sometimes you don't like what you're doing, you have to make it okay.
So how do you know when to stop on your canvas? You know?
I think I stop when it feels good.
Yeah.
And feels right, and other times I overdo it and then I just enjoy it. So right now, when I'm looking at this here, I still don't like, I want some like more lightness and gentle in that area, so I want to soften up that area. But I forgot a bunch of supplies, and I didn't know that we'd have guests, so.
I didn't know this was going on as well myself.
So-
I guess I didn't know.
Well, I think it was advertised, but I wasn't sure if people would come or if they'd watch or things like this, so I didn't quite bring enough of things. So what I'm noticing is, it's good for me, but I have an itch for certain things at home that I don't have, so I want to reach out.
Is this something you started like today?
Yeah, we
here?
just started this today.
Yeah.
I brought a spray bottle again. So I'm like, where did I put that? Okay. So yes, this is started today. We're working together on it, because I've sort of been stopping every once in a while and working on other people's. I need some. I'm gonna take one of her brushes.
Well, I'm gonna look at your work and then pop back
you
in.
can take my brush.
I came straight in here.
No, please do though.
My first impact is, wow, I like it.
Would you, I have cards there too, and we also have an auction that is, I believe it's 4 of the paintings that I painted are being auctioned off, and they're gonna be donated to charities.
Okay.
So for that one, there's an online, site, I guess, and there's shipping postcards that help you out with that at the front. Otherwise, the big one at the front has that, and taking a picture that's nice too, because they don't have a marked price, it's a bid.
Okay. I was part of the disaster.
Look at me. Yeah, can I borrow that one? Yep.
And I have this too.
Oh, that's, oh yeah, or maybe I'll just borrow one of these two, that's awesome.
You want to take a step back?
I think I'm quit, like 30 miles ago, is good.
This is just so
Soften it up.
so it looks like all of I'm gonna have dogs.
Yeah, I took the figure drawing in here, and then COVID came, and then we had to stop. That was interesting, I'd never actually,
So I was facilitating two, figure drawing and through exchange galleries. So they still have
one
online,
gallery.
it's called exchange galleries, and they still have that ongoing, it's through Victoria, not local, but you can do it online.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually been, I mean, it was quite nice. They have still some of them. The one I was facilitating was at the Wednesday session,
Mhm.
and they didn't have enough people for that, which I should say I'm okay with, but
But it's difficult with some of us, I've tried to go on virtual, but my computer doesn't support the microphone and so on, so I have just given up on all these virtual, hoping for the day the coronavirus is gone. And we can get back into normal.
well, we're pretty lucky here on the island for what we have, because other places they wouldn't even have it. What's that? I actually don't have a clue what time it is either. That's a long time, actually. That's actually a long time.
Yeah, we could go about 3:50.
No, but it's interesting because, usually, I'm not happy. I don't want to stop till I like it, so. I don't want it to look like there's coral behind it too, and layers of coral, but it's not quite there yet. Probably laser and stand back is always a good thing to do. So I should listen, because I don't like it right now. It's too one-dimensional too, so I'm gonna get something like this in here.
We can go and see your show.
We almost need a coffee break.
No, why would you leave it?
excited about the ski hill?
I just don't always like snow that much.
You know, it's
We went
interesting.
skiing last weekend, so I didn't want to go again. Not watching.
Who did you go with? Oh, okay. Oh, yes, there's
My niece is up there right now, it's lovely. It's 24 and 18, and good influences.
I like that. I'm trying to change the lines that I have, because I don't like the line. Oh, that was white. Didn't know I had white hair. So now I've really changed the line without meaning to.
You have some lovely pictures in there, Dominique.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I'm trying to change my line. I wasn't happy with the line I had. And it's getting too one way, so then I need something over here. But some of the colors I like. I'm gonna embrace the fact some of the colors are nice.
You got rid of that line that went down in the middle,
Yes.
almost.
Yes, I'm playing and I'm trying to get some brighter bits in here. Brighter colors. But we'll see. I accidentally then grabbed white. So, because I'm a mess maker sometimes, but that's. Anyways, I probably shouldn't admit to that.
I can't remember, are you from Duncan? Are you from up here or?
So it's interesting because I'm originally, I moved here, and actually, when I'm not doing art, I'm a pediatrician. So I came out here and, a bit ago, but I'm from Alberta.
Oh yeah, where from Alberta are you?
Do I am from Calgary.
Calgary.
Yeah.
I used to live down in Milford.
How are we doing?
Doing good. I just wanted to give you the time. It's 3:03.
Okay,
Just that way you know.
we could be done soon, but part of me wants to finish and see, how it turns, like a meal to side of food, that's it.
I used to live in Milford for 15 years, down by the border. They have a hard time getting doctors down there.
Yes, probably that's
Yeah,
a
look at
issue.
that green color.
When you first
I'm always putting in new colors. Let's be honest there.
Yeah, I do too.
that is an apple green, an apple green.
Wow.
Dominique, what's gonna happen to the painting that I was painting?
Well, I can give that to you, you can go home with that. We're probably gonna, because it's yours, you've been painting at it, right? So is that what you need? The one that you're doing, is it?
You can take yours home too. You earn your supplies through volunteering.
I volunteer, yeah. I volunteer.
You definitely earned the can.
I volunteer 3 hours a week. No, well, now we're down to 2.5.
Oh.
If we have 2 shifts because we have stopped having over till 5.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm getting into that.
It's open at
Down to it
11.
now?
I don't know about that, but anyways.
That's how it's from 11 to 1:30, and then the next one is from 1:30 to 4.
Yeah.
My poor paintbrowns, huh?
It's like watching
There
a
was a lot of
sunrise,
people that
you
didn't
know,
want to
the
let
sun
me hour shift.
every few minutes
And also-
changes.
The last hour of the day is long.
Which is if it's
So
okay, right?
I always bring my meeting and I don't have so much trouble doing nothing. I can.
So I'm gonna stand back for a second,
Like,
because
I
it's
don't
gonna help me
mind.
out here. Probably looks better from a distance than it does up close. So when I look at that, I don't still like the top part, and I don't like, so it's interesting, now it's very abstract, and it's got too many colors in one spot. I love it.
I love all the colors. I love the colors.
Yeah, no, I like the colors, but I'm actually going to put it down because it's too tall. My problem is,
Flipped it on its side.
no, but I'm actually too short, so when I'm looking at it up there, I'm missing the top
Oh,
part
it looks
because I need
completely
to have more.
different down there, you need to look at it from my angle.
Yeah, now there's some
Well, I was
Monet.
thinking like if this is from the
There's some
bottom.
Monet in that picture when you look at it.
From my angle, it's like the depth, it just looks like you're looking right into the water.
Yeah, that's right.
So are you saying I should turn it upside down?
No, oh, no.
Okay, I don't know. No, it's interesting though, because I want a different color here, and I want something up here. So I have an idea what I want.
Maybe
Oh,
you should
French is
try
gonna
it.
get there.
Oh, like that. Oh, she's braving. Yoo-hoo.
But I'm bored by what I'm doing.
Okay,
You want it to be done when you get it home, right?
oh, it's yellow.
Well, and I'm not sure, I'm bored with what I'm doing. I'm not happy with it, so I have to get something else in it to make me happy. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, I think I was.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it. You know, you're just sort of working at it.
I think what you're thinking of is
It's like two different things.
in the example that you're showing, the dark part goes higher up.
Yep.
On the side.
Well, you know what? I never really wanted to look the same.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but I'm not happy with what I've got going on right now. But I will either be happy eventually or.
I like that feeling. But that feeling sometimes is in the sky, in Alberta.
Yeah.
I still like it. It's hard for me to be objective when I really like painting.
I don't like it right now. I want more blobs of color, and because it's all mine is too streaky still. So, but that's okay.
I also feel it's very common for the artist to be the harshest critic.
No, but it's nice when you finish something and say, I like that okay. I
Yeah.
stop, and I'm
You
not
want
there.
to be happy.
But okay.
Now I can go home and practice and put more color on it at home. Right?
True. Yeah, you can always play with
Can
it.
you use just the regular crash paint? You know, the regular acrylic crash paint?
Yeah.
Totally.
You still have to go to Walmart. You still have to go to Daddy car.
You have to do school stuff.
It's always with school stuff. School just never ends.
And your pictures are beautiful. I love the one with the little girl.
Oh, that's Gemma.
So you're still doing
I think
Well, I
it's
love
the
them
joyful
all.
girl or something like that.
Pardon?
I said because she's so joyful, right?
Yes, that's it. That's like
And I think
why I like to paint a picture of my granddaughter because they're joyful, right? Little girls.
yes, well, and right
Some
now
girls,
it
anyways,
feels
that
like
are.
there's not as much joy as there should be, right? The way things are. But I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, and I'm sorry I'm now like hyper focused on. I don't like the way it looks. I have to fix it, but I'm gonna get it.
But there's many interesting layers of colors in it.
That's an interesting.
That's what I think
texture.
is interesting that it has
I like the
changed.
texture that you're going with.
Oh,
the,
yeah, no,
palette. Nice.
It never stays the same. That's a beautiful thing,
But
right?
there are some of your lines that is too catchy, like that one. For example, is
Heavy.
yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's hard though, I couldn't really see when I'm too short. I should tell people what I'm doing. So I wasn't happy with how things were, so I was playing around a bit more. So I think I can't reach up there as nicely. And then I'll try and sort of work a little bit with this part in here. Look at me, it's softish, maybe? Awful. Are you this awful with your brushes too?
Sometimes.
But it's interesting to watch you attack it when you don't like it. how you
I'm
attack,
attacking it?
how you attack it, like you, well, I would call it attack it, right? Because
Well, you know what?
it's like, I don't like you, I'm going to get rid of that
Okay,
line.
Yeah, no, I do, but it's funny, you do pottery, and, unfortunately, that's my problem, is I try and move the clay, I attack the clay too. So, I try and be gentle.
I'm an observer of human behavior.
Yeah, no, I unfortunately, yeah, you're right, I am attacking a little bit. So I should be kind to it. It's just right now.
Well, it's like you get agitated, like now you have worked so hard and you have these lines and you don't like how are you going to get rid of it. That's how it is, right? Because
That's
they
probably
are
true.
very dominant, they are domineering line, but
Yes.
I like the total layer of colors.
So that one should be poured and not necessarily on the palette, because you won't be able to get it as nice. I was looking for the cerulean blue, but I don't think it is there. Cerulean blue is a different blue, because I want some.
I almost find that green could come down.
Yeah.
Like this one here, this is beautiful.
Bring it down.
But no, like if you come back here and look,
That was because-
there's a line, right? And that green is not down here, but that green is so nice.
I like the green too. I do like greens. What I am wanting to do is add more color here.
Okay, so balance it out.
Well, to bring some of this darker color up here, so it gets heavier up here and lighter here, and keep this part being really light blue with light coming through. That was my thought. So, the problem is, you're right, I'm attacking. So I was so ready to put this color on and then see what it did, as opposed to like, do I have the right color? Who knows? So that is a little bit of a problem. I am still not
But it's
sure.
interesting to watch because, like for us that don't have the experience in how to work the canvas, we would not have the courage to, it's taking the courage to change things in a painting, right? Where you have to take the courage to attack it. That's
Well,
how
I don't know
talking
about,
that.
look at that, look at how bright that one is,
Yeah,
huh?
but you'll change that one.
What's that?
You'll change that one.
Yes,
You'll
I'm
blend it in.
gonna see what I can do with that. We'll see.
But your pictures in there, they're lovely, and I thank you for your time. And now see how she's getting courageous.
She is, and you know what I also like is, that you tried a new medium too, right? This is, you've never done this before, you said, right?
Yeah, no, I haven't done this before. I did a collage too with somebody, and I don't really see the point in collages, but it's good to try it and make an emotional experience, what it does to you when you work with something you don't like and you're not familiar with, or, you know, it's,
Really want, more supply. Anyways, I just need more water for that, that's all. Anyways, isn't that interesting how, I was told, is that obvious that I am aggressively playing with my kids?
You look like coral anymore. I have no idea
we
where.
probably run 10 kilometers or 20 a day too.
Yeah, I probably do. I did 100 kilometers this morning, so, yeah, that's,
What?
not run, just bike.
Cycle, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jenna did tell me that you do like biking every morning.
Well, not every morning.
I cycle too, but not to that extent. I did 500 kilometers last August for the children's Canadian cycle challenge for the Children's Hospital of Cancer,
Oh, that's
right?
so nice.
The last 2 years, and then in 2018, I trained to do the Congo Cancer in Alberta,
Uh-huh.
and I went out
I
there.
need to
and
lay this down. Sorry, guys, I just need to.
We went out there and we got off the starting blocks, and then they canceled the ride an hour and a half into the
Why's
ride.
that?
In 2018.
Why did they do that?
In 2018, when all the fires were there,
Oh, that's right, okay.
it was going to be my 70th apex activity to ride in Alberta. So I trained and I bought my bike and I flew out and we drove to Calgary.
Well, I'm proud of you for that. And
We
do
had
you
to-
still have your bike?
Yeah, we had to fundraise $2,500 to be able to take part in the round.
Right. Wow.
But that was kind of,
But
that was an
also very
endeavor.
disappointing to have to go through all that too, right?
Well,
That took that paint off.
the fundraising was an interesting experience.
In what way?
Meeting people, like I don't ask for money, and yeah, I have to ask for money from people, and then all the different opinions and stories that you hear about cancer and all those kind of things. It was really, I wrote, like I did a scrapbook and then
Oh, well, you're amazing.
I wrote it, but I never got to travel more than 22 kilometers because then the ride was canceled. But it was still an experience, like you wouldn't believe.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. So you picked Alberta because.
But that's because I lived there.
Right. And at that time, it was going up to Calgary because that's where it went.
Yeah, I didn't live in Calgary, I lived out here on the island. I had
That's
to,
what I thought you said. That's
yeah,
what.
I had to fly my bike, I flew to Cranbrook and my son put my bike together and then they drove me to Calgary and then we had to drive from Calgary to Sunbury.
That's a long journey.
We took 200 kilometers a day, so I'm glad the ride was canceled. Because,
That would have been a lot.
yeah, but anyways, they pick you up in trucks when if you can't ride, they pick you up. It was really quite amazing because we were 3 ladies that managed to get into what they call a sweep truck, and when the ride was canceled, we wanted to go to Sunbury, so they drove us all the way to Sunbury and unloaded our bikes, and then I got to ride through the finish line, and I have a picture of myself go through the finish line.
So nice.
Even though I never rode there, so that was fun.
Do you still have your bike?
I still have
I'm
it.
not happy with this. Don't worry.
I have my
I
bike.
think I'm just playing now, which is.
I have a Trek. I don't have one of the, you probably have one with narrow wheels, right?
Like a truck?
No, your bike is probably one with narrow wheels.
Oh, I have a few bikes.
Yeah. Mine-
I have a few bikes, yeah. I have one with very narrow wheels, but I have a mountain bike that doesn't have narrow wheels.
Mine is a hybrid, and then I have a regular step-through street bike that you just. My hybrid, I don't drive any place where I need it. You know,
Well, that's the thing is sometimes they're so expensive.
you have to,
Yes.
that's stored away.
Yes. Now,
So do you ride for anything? Do you ride? You don't ride?
it's a bit funny. I'm actually on a racing team.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, I'm doing a lot of riding. It's strange, but it's super fun and it's a nice distraction, especially with COVID. It keeps me
Yeah.
focused on something and fit and
Dumping doesn't have very good, not very easy to ride here.
right, because it's feel
Yes, I had-
unsafe, right?
I had to ride alone, and it's not very safe to get out. Like I did around Cowichan Lake, and I've done around Somnos, but if you go out in the country, right, you're very vulnerable if you have a breakdown. So
Yes, it's true. But it's interesting because I felt that way, and then I had to ride by myself because of COVID, and so now I'm pretty okay with it.
mhm.
So it's interesting because at one point I didn't like riding by myself, but now at least I can go when I want to go as opposed to waiting for other people.
I don't mind going when I go down to the peninsula because you can ride all the way into Victoria and back, and that's not intimidating to me.
No, I'm not sure I like it, but anyways, I need to play with it a little bit and get it done, but I want more.
Now you're getting psychedelic.
Yeah, it seems that way, yep. But I had too much of the green in there, and then I was like, what am I gonna do with that? So then,
Mhm.
but that's, it's just too fun, but anyways, we'll see. You're right, it is getting psychedelic. Yep, so that means it has to be toned down a little bit. Or
Sure.
not. I'm gonna add some alizarin crates.
You can stay all day and paint.
Yeah, it's interesting though, I wanted to do something else with my painting, like a different painting, so this is why I'm like, maybe I should just stop with this one. But if you don't like something, it's really hard to stop.
Right.
Like, I like stopping when I'm happy enough, right? Because I like the feeling of,
An accomplishment.
well, or just the, you know, it's good. It is very good. So you guys are heading off now too? No, thank you guys for
That was
coming.
good of you to come too.
I learned lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Just to put the
Do you
paint on?
Do you paint yourself? Do you paint?
No, me? No, not at all. No. No, I have no idea.
She's like, first.
So that's what I mean. I learned a ton.
Well, I don't know if you've learned. You learned that it doesn't really matter what you do because it will change anyways. I don't like it
Well,
anymore.
that's one of the things that when I volunteer here, that I like people to understand that we should be careful not to compare ourselves, because art has such a
So different, yeah.
It's such a healthy, unless you're Van Gogh. If I watched the movie of Van Gogh, it's such a way of putting your mind into another space.
Yeah.
And if you have too much to think about,
Gives you to flow. Yeah.
you can't solve all your problems, so just paint the picture.
It's true. That being said,
Love it.
it's funny because I have had lots of people that feel sad. Because like when you do those things and they're like, I can't do it. So we have expectations, right? Like right now I have expectations.
But I work with children and they don't have any expectations. You just give them an easel and a bunch of paper and they paint, right? But see, now you have reached, like every time you change it, you reach another message. It's another message you're sending in your picture right now.
Okay, so does that mean I should show people
Have you
online?
turned it off?
The other message that I should be stopping and going on to a different subject, because I think it's too much, but it was lovely having you, and I hope to see you again. I'm not sure, are you at the gallery a lot?
I am at the gallery on Tuesdays.
Okay, well, I've been coming every day now.
Oh, wow.
Well, because I'm also, like, it's my show's on, right, so I pop in every day, so
Yeah, well,
you
we'll
will
see.
definitely see me, because I'm sort of,
It's a shame. I hope that I just showed my photos for the first time when we had the raw show, and I saw 4 pictures, so I was
that's great.
happy.
And that is totally great.
But see, now it's a completely different.
Oh, yes.
It's a different.
Field?
Yeah.
Who
It
knows?
could be the forest, or it could be anything now, right?
Yes, exactly, but it's interesting because, I put in that green, right? And so I went crazy again. So maybe I'll step back. So now it has, I like the green though.
I think the black is good.
Yeah, and it's actually not black. It's actually not black. I never use black. I don't like black. So this one is Phthalo turquoise. It is, as I said, a gorgeous color because it almost looks like painted spray. Well, black, but it's actually a green blue. Okay, and when you add white, it's like turquoise. In fact, it would probably be really nice if I do a blue bit more. I just, as I said, a little bit low on. I think it would. Yeah, but when I'm looking now, I'm very happy. You know, I'm happy with this part down here. So I think I want to leave that. And then what I have to decide is, do I scoop it up here, which I don't think I should. I'm going to have to add something along here, but because I need to decide, because there's so much here that I have to do.
Yeah,
I need
well,
to decide.
that you decide. I'm out.
Thank you so much.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye. I don't know, maybe I'll look at my phone and see if other people are doing it.
Lots of
It's okay,
visitors.
because I wonder if I
You got
switched it.
lots of visitors.
We're getting on That's good. I'm just checking to see if people would like me to keep going, otherwise I
There was
could switch
about 5 people watching.
it. Okay, so there were some people. The other option I
I
could
think
do.
it was like for average about 10 people.
That'd be okay. Because I could switch it up and just leave this one and do
A quick different round. Well, yeah, you could just ask them, did you guys want another painting demonstration?
Do you want me to try doing the portrait one or just play around with the more?
I'll just see
How they respond, okay? I feel like I should turn it up. You know what I'm gonna do? I feel like it's gotta be moved, because I didn't like where it was at, and to see if I switch it up a different way to look at it, if I can like and decide what to do. That's helpful, because when I turn it that way, again, dark, the dark here, I'm wondering then, whether I have to decide, because I'm missing something. Because it's too uniform. But I don't see a good conclusion unless I put something into it. A little bit up there and have to come down there.
So, nobody's commented about it yet.
Okay, so then do. Okay, so
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you still
it's up to me to decide.
about, I'll say 30 or so minutes, we close at 4.
Yes, and I have to clean up lots of stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be important. It's interesting because you're an artist and you come, when I looked at this here, I tried turning it a different direction to see if I'm happier with it, and I turned it a different direction. Because I thought some other people I knew were thinking of stuff like maybe they just went into the gallery.
Oh, maybe. I've been trying to tell everyone who's come in about
Yeah, no, I
I try to get some more people to come in.
No, well, you don't have to know. I just was wondering if I should go and say hi if they were.
Oh, I just meant while they were coming in.
Yeah, no, you guys think you did very good with that. Yeah, I didn't bring enough stuff, but.
Somebody brought and left you flowers.
What's that?
Somebody brought and left you flowers.
I know. But I didn't actually get a chance to do it. She's so lovely.
Aww,
Yeah, she's so lovely.
very sweet.
It's very, very, very lovely. Very lovely.
I love the colors that you used for this one.
It's fun.
Yeah. I love bright colors.
I obviously do too. Although I think it's interesting when I described it really. Did you hear what she said? I was like, what was it, bullying it or something? Where she talked about how I'm really, which is true because I wasn't as happy with what I was doing, so I was really working the camera. So it made me think, oh gosh, maybe I should into it, but it's just. Do you have any of your stuff here?
Yeah, I have a couple of pieces up in the then and now show.
Oh, I'll have to look at that. Now, wait, if you need me for anything else, I might even put music on.
Yeah, you can just, jam and hang out. I'll tell you when there's 10 to 4. Do you think that gives you enough time?
Oh yeah, and I feel like you could almost end it now too, though, right? Because people have had a lot of time.
I'm just gonna check to see if there's any.
Yeah, why don't you do that? I'm gonna do a little bit of playing here. I'll get some off of it.
Don't have a comment, but there's 3 people watching.
So people are still watching, okay?
Yeah, still have a couple of people watching. So I mean, you can just leave it on. You can just
Play around with it because I have to decide what to do.
I thought that was cool. We had a couple people come in.
We did. You know what I'm gonna do just for a second is cover, because I've got a lot of different things, and we go and figure out some other colors.
Ooh, now
But
make
this
it a
will
bit
be a
more
mess to
fun.
clean up. There's a lot. I don't know if, like, for all the stuff, if I need to put away more of it or not.
Which stuff?
Some of the water spray bottles mine, but I'm not sure about the rest of it.
Oh, the instant,
But when I'm looking at this, I want some light blue one. I want to put light blue, but I don't think I have the right color right here that I want. So that's where. Make it. But I have such a mess here, I don't know where to start. It's pretty typical, I guess. Yeah. I'll try and mix this up. Get the right color. That's what I want. like that.
Hi, Maestro.
Hello, Pat, how are you?
Not so bad.
I'm making a bit of a mess.
This your new demand, is it?
Well, we don't know. But that being said, it started off with, what's that? Yeah, we are still live, yeah. I'm playing, we'll see that.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. Saw your name crop up late last night on the phone.
Yes, because I thought maybe power
Usual.
I can turn on this one too. It's interesting, we were doing a demo,
Yeah.
and it's changed a lot every time, right? I keep
All right,
adding
keep
this.
going.
No, stay
Keep
for
going
a
there.
second. Yeah, tell me, so are you working still, Pat?
I'm still working, yeah.
Okay, in Victoria or here?
Job satisfaction. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Not gonna change for me.
You have a job, right?
I have a job, yeah.
Which is interesting because, I'm working at BC Children's now a bit
Is
too.
that where you are, yeah?
Well, there, and because I can't go to Alberta anymore, right?
Why, they're just.
No, just, it was
Travel?
getting too hard, right?
Oh, okay.
COVID to go back and forth.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm mostly an artist these days.
Okay.
Well, Pat, the people are there. There's not many people, but they're live streaming it.
Oh, sorry.
No, but
what?
they just saw your back.
Oh.
Which you probably may not want.
Oh, I didn't realize it was
No,
like-
it's probably hardly anyone here. I was trying to finish it up, but so still a few people, I guess, that were sort of watching.
Right.
I'm not sure if, like, it could be even Brody that's just watching, right?
Oh, I see. Where are the guys?
The kids are with, just, Jeff has them usually on.
Jeff has some up there.
So, but yeah, that's my show. Did you see?
I haven't looked around yet. I just came in
Yeah.
to see if they're here.
Yeah, I could probably end it pretty quick, but I was trying to sort of have something a little bit finished for the end part of it, but it's,
Right.
keep adding more color, right?
Yeah.
Because I like a lot of color. That's what I like, is a lot of color. So, and then I was like, it's getting too bright, let me add some color that doesn't have so much. Right. But yeah,
So you're in Vancouver now?
well, you know, if I am working
Do you go anywhere else?
no.
No. Okay. Well,
No.
at least you know where you are.
Oh, you know what? It's lovely,
Yeah.
and I'm having fun with this right now, right?
Yeah.
And
So how many days a week or weeks a month do you do
Oh.
in Van?
you know what? Hardly any.
Okay.
And I say that because I had a lot earlier, and now I don't have really anything
Right.
for a while. So I'm mostly doing bike racing, which is silly, and fun. I should say silly. It's super fun. It's just it's funny to think that takes up some of my time.
Right,
And then
right.
painting. She'll like being a, you know. So I'm. That's why I was really happy about. I shouldn't say happy, but it felt good about having a show and donating some money to some charities, just because I felt like right now my life with COVID is mostly like I'm not doing as much for other people.
Right.
Because it's I'm not working as much.
Yeah, but you ran yourself off your feet there for a while, so you did. It's
Oh,
time-
yeah. No,
It's
no.
time to recharge the battery. You know?
I'm going to step back and see how that looks. It's not bad. I feel like that when you look at this here, I feel like I want some more lightness up here.
Right.
And maybe something here.
Look about.
Yeah, no, no. It's funny, I'm much better. We were talking, it's all true and things like this. And it's hard because I was sharing my stuff and I didn't bring enough because I left the box at home. And so I was.
You're still in the same place you are.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that's also interesting, I guess. How do you need help with lots of things like that?
Excuse me.
Do you ever see your girl?
Dee Dee I haven't seen since I left. No, I haven't heard from her, but she's got a man in her life, so. So I don't expect any attention.
It's either you or them, huh?
Sorry?
I said it's either you or them.
Well, he's the priority, you know.
Good, huh? And are you still in the same, not the same, right now, but are you still in the same area? In like the same house?
No, I got out of there.
Oh, you
I left there last, I don't know, October.
Okay,
I
so,
couldn't get out of there fast. No, they were the kind of thieves.
well, I think you were telling me how awful it was.
They removed some stuff from my house for the day.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, okay.
I can't prove it, unfortunately, so, but
That's awful. That is awful. And then,
I'm not sure. Is that just film or is there sound?
that is on, so that's why I feel like maybe I'll just end it.
Is there sound?
Yes, there is sound, so people are technically still watching me make a mess.
Yeah,
Because
well, I don't feel it.
Yes, so what I probably, because I think it's getting close to being done, is I might show people what I've done.
Yeah.
And, which is all of this, actually I'll bring this closer, and then say, I'm gonna bring it closer. Thank you guys for coming and for watching, and you'll see that mine is crazy. So some good parts about it would be that I have some vivid color, which is usual for me, and I did a lot of cutting in, so if you come up close, it gets more fun. You can see the different colors coming out, which is good. The downside to what I did, actually, let me bring it up close. You can see how here there's bits of color coming through, is composition-wise, it's missing something because there's just way too much blue in some way, right? It's too much blue. So I need to add more fish, I think, to come through, or something. Actually, I'll put this back and then I will think. So I would suggest to make it look better here is I'll have to put the fish through here, or I'd have to have that other line that I have here, or I'm going to have some coral hanging down from here because I need to change the shape up a little bit. But I think some of the colors that are in here will actually work out pretty